Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the middle of November 2022. We're going to jump right in here and take a look at your 5 main themes for this month. You start off with the pineapple. It says reconciliation on it. I don't think there's really a reconciliation coming in for you. I feel this is more talking about kind of like a reconciliation of the energy. And I also am getting that if someone owes you something like money, that this could be you getting the money back. It's like a reconciliation of the debt. So, I kind of feel that type of energy, but I do also feel, I kind of feel like this could be more karmic. Again, I don't see a reconciliation in this reading. That doesn't mean that it can't happen if you want it, but like I said, I feel this is more kind of like karmic, like you're getting the energy, which there's a lot of that going on here that maybe is owed to you. You also have this wishbone card. It says a wish granted. So I feel for a lot of you, make-a-wish, clearly. There could be some sort of wish being granted. You also have this bouquet card. It says compliments from an admirer. I don't know what's going on. Actually, I do, because, in the beginning of the year, I did the 2022 love readings and just regular readings. And I was saying in those readings, I felt like the end of the year was going to be a little bit more intense as far as love is concerned. And that has definitely been true in like every single reading that I've been doing. So wouldn't surprise me if you had an admirer. You have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. You have the King of Cups here. You show up here as the Empress. So I feel like the Empress energy is you. I should say it's not you, but I feel like that's what the energy you're embracing. So very attractive at this time. You have this Gong card. It says an exciting event on it. So clearly there's excitement. And you also have this handshake card that says a meeting with a stranger could be important. I would definitely get out there. I mean, everybody has had these messages of socializing or like needing to socialize to find love. So that could be where you find love. You start off with this last quarter moon in Leo and your current general energies. It says lighten up on it. You also have this new moon in Aquarius that says open up to change. Every single person has had something about change. I think we're in a time of great change. Again, it doesn't really surprise me. I said to everyone else that I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to have messages of change, and I wasn't wrong. You literally have this. You have this change in the wind card as well. The change in the wind card that you have is kind of about sensing a change. It's almost like, when there's a storm coming. Although I don't think there's a storm coming. This reading is beautiful. There's really like nothing challenging here. By the way, I messed up because for you, I used all the same deck. I've been using different decks for the rows, so we're gonna clarify with different decks for each row, just so you know. But it's kind of interesting. I only did this to one other person this time around. I only screwed up one other time, but I feel there's a big change coming in. You have the Two of Swords, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. Two of Swords is a card of change, believe it or not. She has this new island behind her here. And I always say she has to go over there. She has to get to that new island. Where she is where she has always been. It's also a card of initiation, actually. So there's several ways to read the Two of Swords. And kind of what's popping into my head is some sort of initiation that could be happening for you. But it's almost like the universe is saying to you, I don't really think there's a test coming in. Let's not put it that way. But I do feel there could be like an opportunity coming in for you. Ace of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Swords as well. A lot of aces, so definitely new beginnings coming in for you. But sometimes I think the Ace of Pentacles is basically the hand of God reaching out and saying, here's a big opportunity. Are you going to take it or are you going to stay where you are? So don't shy away from opportunities. Look, you have the power to cause growth. You have the Empress right here. The Empress uses her scepter that she's holding to grow the wheat that's in front of her here. So she is the one that creates the abundance in her life. And I feel that you can do the same thing, but you're going to have to grab onto this Ace of Pentacles. I'm wondering for you if it's totally outside of comfort zone or if there's a big change that would have to happen to, to experience this Ace of Pentacles. I don't really have any good examples except like, I always tell a story. Like I was in high school and I had to go on this like retreat thing during high school. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. And it's like, I'm a Pisces. I just want to stay home, right? I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to stay overnight anywhere or any of that, right? I just want to be home. And so we had to like camp for like 4 days or something like that. At the beginning, I hated it. At the end, I didn't want to leave, right? So I kind of get that feeling here with the Ace of Pentacles that it's not quite right, but I think there's something coming in where you're maybe uncomfortable about it, mostly because it's just outside your comfort zone. You have the Queen of Wands as well. Sometimes I feel the Queen of Wands is like not fake it till you make it, but she learns as she goes. So if she gets an opportunity where she might not know all the details, she's willing to learn as she goes. And I kind of feel that here. But the Empress is literally saying you are like in the most powerful position. You have the ability to do this. So I'd do it. I also feel like you're very attractive at this time. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you could be attracting people very quickly. You have the Queen of Pentacles as well. The funny thing is about this as well, I would say, is that I feel like there's more. Like if you have a business, especially, I would say that there's probably more you could be getting out of it. You're going to have to. It's like I don't, without knowing your business, I can't tell you what to do. But, I would say that there might be an opportunity if you really kind of look into it and if you study your opportunities. I think that there could be an opportunity for you to make more money. It's like, if I cared enough, like if I started doing extendeds for my channel, that's like an example, right, of how I could make more money. I'm not going to do it, so don't worry. But what I'm saying is, I think if you have a business, there might be things like that where, if you added them on, you'd make more money. Same thing in like business as well. But for business, for like work, if you have a job, I think there could just be something else. So some of you might be changing work as well. With the Two of Swords here, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles says you're more than ready to start planting seeds. So I feel like it's time to get moving. I feel like this is saying don't be too cautious either. I feel it definitely seems to be a time of, taking bigger risks. I wouldn't say these are like uncalculated risks. I think we need to take the risk of exposure. You have the sun here. We're also entering into the age of Aquarius, as I always say. The biggest risk we can take during the age of Aquarius is exposing ourselves. Not literally, don't go around exposing yourself. You'll go to jail. But if you, this is like the risk of being wrong, putting information out there, starting a YouTube channel, public speaking, any of those things that kind of would expose you for being wrong. Those are the risks we should be taking because they're going to pay off big time. With the Empress, you have the Queen of Cups. You also have the King of Cups here. So divine counterparts. If you're attracting love, it could be a water sign, could be an earth sign as well. You have everything here. But I feel you're attracting someone who's very kind, caring, nurturing, all that stuff. I would be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. Queen of Cups and the Empress. And obviously, if you can't get pregnant, this message isn't for you, as I always say. But if you can, then I would be careful. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands, success, abundance, good things coming in for you. This is a card of excellence as well. There's been a focus in all the readings of needing to make sure you do a good job. I think this is because of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus has a lot to do with our values and kind of like, just quality. So if you're not doing a good job, if you're doing a bad job at things, then, it's not going to be good. So always do your best is what I would say. Next in the area of, what are we doing? Oh yeah, the next big change that's coming in for you. You have this freedom card and this joy card. So happiness. Also freedom. And again, I didn't see that freedom card, but speaking of Uranus and Taurus has a major, major focus on freedom and creating more freedom in your life. That doesn't mean, freedom means something different for everyone. But if there are things that you can do to make yourself feel more free or to free up time or whatever, I would do those things. I always use the example. I come in here every day, I hit one button, everything turns on. I don't have to, it totally removes the resistance. And who knows how much time it saves me over a year. Probably a lot, because there's like 19 things that need to turn on in here, right? So what I would say here is, as I'm choking, I would make sure to look at things that could free up time that are, or could just make you feel more free, or whatever the case may be. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Page of Pentacles, I feel, could be some like good news that's coming in for you. But as far as your next big change is concerned, I feel this could be a love message coming in for you. So, your next big change could be love, clearly. And you have the Queen of Wands as well. Queen of Wands is also a card of being very attractive at this time. So I feel like you are very seductive, very attractive right now, Sagittarius. And this could be what is attracting love into your life. I'm also getting something here. Again, I think we kind of said this at the beginning of the reading. I feel for some of you, there could be money coming in that is owed to you. And the Page of Pentacles could be, kind of like communication that you're going to be getting the money. I don't know. I feel it's connected to that pineapple card. You have this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands says, be bold, be assertive. A lot of you could be being more bold, being more assertive, really going for what you want. So I'm definitely a big fan of doing that right now. You also have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, I feel that some of you could be looking for more opportunities. Again, I'm a big fan of becoming efficient right now, or doing whatever you can to become efficient. I started talking about this in 2017 when we had Saturn and Capricorn. We don't have Saturn and Capricorn anymore, but as I always say, astrology isn't just start stop, right? Astrology is like, hey, Saturn was in Capricorn. You have to deal with those lessons until Saturn comes back to Capricorn in like 26 years. So it's like we got like 26 more years of dealing with Saturn and Capricorn energy, or working with the energy is more like it. Saturn and Capricorn is like the 80-20 rule. It's like 80% of your results come from 20% of the work that you do. And it's all about becoming more efficient. And so just like I said with turning everything on when I walk in here, it's like, are there things in your life that you don't need to do? Or are there things in your life that can make your life more efficient or free up time? Or who the hell knows what, right? So you're gonna have to look into those things. What brings in more joy into your life is what I would say. I'm going to use the In-Between Tarot. I've been using the In-Between Tarot for this row, but I messed up, like I said. So we're going to clarify with the In-Between Tarot. It represents in between the two energies of two cards. You have the Lovers to the Chariot. I do feel, again, clearly this is love. Clearly, we talked about this with the Page of Pentacles. And I feel it's going to be like a big victory for you. It could be a Cancer coming in for you. Could also be a Gemini, but take it how it resonates. But I feel this could be love. I also feel that for a lot of you that you are picking new directions in your life. You have the, open to change card, the change in the wind card. All these cards would represent new opportunities. Not to mention, you also have two aces in your last row. Literally like new opportunities, something new, some sort of change coming in for you. So love it. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups to the Queen of Cups. It could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. You also have the Queen of Cups right next to it. So very like nurturing energy. With the Ace of Pentacles, I always say that to me, we should nurture the Ace of Pentacles if we are being given an Ace of Pentacles type opportunity. I look at the Ace of Pentacles as like a garden. There is a garden on the front of it. If you're given an opportunity, if you water it, if you feed it, if you give it sunlight, you have the sun there, then it's going to be very successful, whatever the opportunity is. And this is clarifying the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has this sunflower right here. Literally, sunflowers grow in gardens, right? And sunflowers also represent the sun. So just putting it all together here, I would be focusing on your Ace of Pentacles opportunity. With the Four of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. It's kind of interesting that I was saying that I'd be looking for something with that Four of Cups. It's almost like I can, like, if I put myself in your shoes on that Four of Cups, I feel like I can get more from something. Or I feel like something could be more efficient, therefore making me more. And it does feel financially related. Six of Pentacles is about planting seeds. So we were just talking about a garden. I think it would be an amazing time to experiment. Just look at my crazy channel, right? I literally do this every single day. I try new things. And it's completely changed my life. So I know it can change your life. And yeah, it drives some people crazy, but for the most part, those people are wieners. I just don't even pay attention to them. So there you go, right? So people are going to have something to say about it, but for the most part, people are super positive about changes, or these changes. And it is what it is. Next, we're going to look at about the next 6 months, so until about April of next year. This is going to be from, this row is going to represent the eclipse in between the eclipse seasons. And again, the next set of eclipses is in April of next year, so we're going to see what comes up in that time frame. You have this By the Book card and this Change in the Wind card. The By the Book card, it can represent kind of like by the book energy, things happening according to the universe's plans or the universe's rules. That's kind of what's popping into my head. Change the Wind card, obviously a change. But I feel like this is a change that you can sense. It's almost like, normally when I get this card, I feel the change has already happened. But for you, I feel you can sense some changes. You're very tapped into the energy. We even see that with your first card. You have the King of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Magician. The King of Cups, could be a person but coming in for you, but I kind of feel that the King of Cups is your energy. He's sitting in these choppy waters, but he's perfectly fine. He doesn't care what's going on around him, and I feel that's like the most important thing here is that, and for some reason, I don't want this to happen here, sorry, Sagittarius, but anyway, what I would say, there we go. So what I would say here is that there could be some sort of change, or there has been a change that has happened in your life. And I feel that this is you kind of like sensing the change, but also sensing changes going on around you. I also feel like that you're perfectly fine because of these changes. You might notice like changes in the economy. You could be worried about that, right? But again, he's perfectly fine. He's not worrying about it. He's very in control of his emotions. He also is maybe making a change. There's a boat back here. The boat that is on the King of Cups represents a time where we used to get on boats and we didn't know where we were going. We would just, we didn't have maps, right? So it kind of represents going into uncharted territory. And I feel like some of you could be doing that. You have the Page of Wands, exploring new things. So I'm a big fan of exploring new things right now. Again, we could be entering into some sketchy times financially. Who knows, right? We don't really know. Too unpredictable. People are like, don't you know? You read the cards? No, I don't know. Uranus and Taurus. Uranus energy, way too unpredictable, especially in Taurus, which literally could have to do with finances. So to me, it could go either way. We could end up going into a golden age where we're all living high on the hog, as they say, rich as can be, or we could go the other direction, right? Hopefully not. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. But what I would say is, as long as you're adaptable, as long as you're paying attention to, opportunity, then I feel like, there could be a lot of success for you. You also have the Magician. I would definitely use your powers of manifestation. I would keep your energy stable with the Magician. He knows that his words and his imagination create worlds, and he's open to creating worlds in his life. So I feel you have the power. He also has this snake wrapped around his waist here, and that is the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros represents, reinvention or reinventing yourself. And again, I think that's part of the flexibility that I'm getting here, is that the world might be changing. So I think, I've said this a million times in the past, that I think the people who are adaptable, who are willing to evolve and experiment and try new things, are going to be very successful. And I think the people that aren't, obviously. We're going to use the After Tarot for this row. So I'm going to clarify with the After Tarot through there. So let's see. With the King of Cups, you have the Chariot again. The Chariot right next to the Chariot. You are definitely heading towards a victory. I mean, literally, you go Lovers to Chariot on the in-between tarot to the Chariot. So there's some sort of victory. The Chariot driver, he's also kind of meant to look like the Magician. So he's having a new beginning. He's leaving the city behind him. And it's kind of weird to me that, again, a lot of people have been getting the Chariot. So a lot of changes. He also has stars in his canopy, and he has these moons on his shoulders. Represents as above, so below. So I'd be practicing law of attraction stuff if I were you. With the Page of Wands, you have the Four Wands, marriage. Some of you, definitely marriage coming in, for sure. Could be meeting a person that you marry. I feel like this person brings you great joy. I feel like this person's like the Energizer Bunny. I see that hummingbird. Hummingbirds flap their wings very quickly. And I don't know why, but I feel like you could be attracting someone who's just super energetic, or maybe they just have like a lot more energy than you. The hummingbird also, really popping into my head now on the Four Wands. I wasn't really caring about it in the rest of the reading. The hummingbirds, they flap their wings in a figure 8. So again, kind of like infinity and also law of attraction. Energy goes out, energy returns. I would pay attention to that. The other thing that I'm getting is that hummingbirds go on long journeys to get their nectar. So, I feel that you've been on a long, bumpy road. And now this Four Wands is like you completing a long journey. So I feel like you've either completed a long transition or transformation or something like that. And now you're getting your reward with the Four Wands. So love it. With the Magician, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success, and another card of law of attraction. Eight of Wands is like traditionally was the arrows of love. We tell the universe what we want. In love, the universe responds. But it could also be like the rockets of desire, as Esther Hicks says, where we're always telling the universe what we want. The universe is responding with like inspiration, people, places, and things guiding us in the right direction. It's like when we tap in and when we stay open to actually being guided, I think we get guided a little bit better, if that makes sense. So I would pay attention to that. Finally, in the area of messages from your future self, what do you know? You have this envelope card. It says unfolding surprise. I literally feel this could be communication about, again, money that's owed to you if someone owes you money. You also have this shark. It says survival and power on it. So I feel like you are a survivor. That's what you've proven. And I feel you're getting like a big opportunity because you are a survivor. I also kind of get like there could be some sort of approval coming in for you. Ace of Pentacles, Sun, Ace of Swords. I almost feel if you've been like waiting to get approved for an apartment, a job, a house, something along those lines, could be anything, could be like a loan or something, then I feel this could be approval. We talked about this Ace of Pentacles like the entire time. I feel there just are some pretty big opportunities coming in for you. I think they're big opportunities basically for everyone. Of course, we have to be able to see them. We have to, opportunities are just opportunities. And if we don't take advantage of them, nothing is going to happen. So, I would make sure that if you're presented with an opportunity, take it. It could be any opportunity to socialize, opportunity to do anything. I would take it because there's like more. I kind of feel this reading is talking about the richness of life. It's like if we just stay home and do nothing, like the story I told you a minute ago, then nothing happens. But if we actually do things, then we're putting ourselves in positions to get lucky and I didn't I title your last reading Getting Lucky? I'm pretty sure that was you. I get the same feeling here on this Ace of Pentacles. I get this like need to put yourself in situations so that you can get lucky in the first place. You have the Sun, which is happiness, joy, abundance, good things happening for you. Also has to do with your inner child as well. There's this child on the horse, and there's a wall behind the child. But, the wall kind of represents the wall we all put up against our inner child. So I feel like you need to get out there and, make sure you're doing stuff. Again, people always say to me, they're like, you said this would happen. I'm always like, no, I said you have to put yourself in opportunities. They're like, well, I can't. I'm like, well, then nothing's going to happen for you. I don't know what you want me to say. It's like you have to put yourself in opportunities. That's how life works. I don't know where this mindset of being able to sit on the couch has come from, but I would get out there, I would socialize, I would put yourself in situations to have fun, to socialize if I didn't say that already, and everything else. You have the Ace of Swords as well. Definitely big victories coming in for you. I feel this could be like your inner truth as well. Sometimes I feel with the Ace of Swords that we just discover what our inner truth is, what leads to our own fulfillment or our own happiness. And, the Ace of Swords basically represents discovering what that is and then being able to set out to do that. It's funny to me that the Ace of Swords is always above the mountains. There's mountains there. Mountains represent, obstacles, but they also represent achievements in the tarot. And to me, that is happiness. Happiness is the result of achievement. But again, obviously, if you're achieving things, then you're going to be experiencing obstacles. But it's almost like you're discovering the things that are maybe challenging, but also the things that lead to happiness, whatever that means. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Star. Love it. You have the Sun and the Star. I'm pretty sure all three water or fire signs have the Sun and the Star. The Sun and the Star together to me represents fame and fortune. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become famous, but it can represent success or getting a raise or a promotion or just positive attention. With the Sun, you have the Page of Wands. Could be a new adventure that you're going on, which we kind of talked about. Something about a long journey here. Can we get more details on that? And you have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you could be going on this journey to discover more fairness in your life or more balance, which is nice. And with the Ace of Swords, you have the Empress twice in your reading. Love it. Definitely a lot of abundance and success. And again, I feel this is kind of like your glow up as well. It's like having the Sun, the Star, and the Empress. If that is definitely glow up energy if I haven't ever seen it. So I love this reading for you, Sag. Definitely really good. We're going to pull 3 cards now. And I'm going to answer one question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 together at the end just as a personalish reading. But we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So feel free to pause now and think of your question if you need time to pause. You have the Fool, the 2 of Wands, and the Strength card. Definitely time to take some sort of leap of faith. I would say yes to any question you're asking at this time, especially if you're thinking about either leaving something behind with the 2 of Wands, taking the lead, or moving on from something that you know is complete in your life. I would definitely say yes with the 2 of Wands. Strength card says it might require some strength, but this is a lot of success here, so I feel like you'll be successful. If you don't have a question, again, I feel there's some sort of new leap of faith you need to take. We talked about this whole entire reading about kind of jumping on an opportunity or at least creating new opportunities for yourself as well. But it looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, Sag. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.